Are you kidding me? I forced a smile, even though my voice shook. It's your wedding day, Lara. Don't do this. You're scaring me. Without thinking, I stepped closer and gently placed my hand on Lara Carter's shoulder. I just wanted a familiar touch, something small and natural, to end this joke that suddenly felt far too real. She immediately stepped back, putting distance between us. Who's joking with you? Get out, or I'll call security. My hand froze in midair, and my mind went blank. I started replaying everything in my head, trying to figure out what I could have done wrong. But even when she actually pulled out her phone to call someone, I still had no idea. My breathing turned uneven, and I whispered, "Did I do something inappropriate? Is there some custom here I don't know about? I can apologize. Please don't be mad, okay?" She was marrying into a family from another state. The city we grew up in was over 600 miles away. If I didn't understand some local wedding tradition here, that would make sense. I clung to that thought like it was the only explanation left. I looked at her with a pleading look in my eyes. "Just tell me what I did. Please." She sneered, her gaze sharp. "There's no custom. I'm not saying some things just to spare you the embarrassment." Then she looked toward the door and called out, "Security, take her away. I don't ever want to see this person again." The night before, we squeezed together on the same bed, talking for hours. We talked about the first day we met as kids, then about the messy years, our failures, and our MS. She had worried I was exhausted from the flight, and even booked an extra room so I could rest proper. It had been less than 3 hours since we last saw each other. How did everything change so suddenly? Security walked toward me. I shook my head and stepped closer to her without thinking. "I really don't know what I did wrong. If you don't tell me, I can't fix it. I'm sorry. I apologize." My voice trembled as I pleaded. "But today is the most important day of your life, and I'm your only bridesmaid. If I leave, what are you going to do?" Just as I finished speaking, she rushed forward and grabbed my bridesmaid dress. "Take it off." She shoved the stylist aside, her voice sharp with impatience. "Anyone can do this. It's not like it has to be you, Selena Lewis. Get out. Now. I don't have time to play games with you. I'm not even done with my makeup. If you ruin my wedding, I won't forgive you. You bitch." I clutched my dress tightly, so I wouldn't look completely humiliated. That word drained every bit of strength from my body. I lowered my head and took the gift out of my bag. I had stayed up several nights to make it by hand. It was in the style she once told me she loved. I placed it gently on the vanity. "Congratulations on your wedding. I'll return the bridesmaid dress later." She picked up the decoration without hesitation. For a second, I thought there might still be a chance to fix this, so I rushed to explain. "I worked on that for a long time, until my hands were raw. It's exactly the style you like." The next second, she threw it to the floor right in front of me. It shattered into pieces. She pointed at the door and coldly said, "Get out." I went back to my room in a daze. After I took off the bridesmaid dress, I messaged her. "I'm at the hotel. If you need anything, I'm here." The message failed to go through. Lara had blocked me. I lay on the bed, completely drained. I didn't understand how it had come to this. However, no explanation came. Instead, there was only rejection. Lara had the hotel security escort me straight out of the lobby. I stood in the cold, clutching my luggage, staring at the massive wedding portrait in the hall. I called the groom, Simon Hall. I needed to know why. Even if it killed me, I needed an answer. The call connected, but the man who had been polite and courteous just yesterday now sounded sharp and cruel. "You have the nerve to call me? How could she end up with a friend like you? What bad luck. Get out of here and don't ever show your face again." In that moment, something clicked. I grabbed the bridesmaid gift I was given yesterday, then dodged security and went back to her room. She looked at me with nothing but disdain. I spoke quietly. "Do you think I'm after these things? I'll give everything back to you. All of it. I don't want anything. I just want you as a friend." The truth was, I felt the gift was too expensive yesterday and had tried to refuse it. Lara was the one who said that not accepting it meant I didn't see her as a friend. Maybe she'd been testing me from the start. She scanned the gifts like they were trash, then looked at me the same way. "Do you think these things matter to me? I'll say it one last time. Get out. If you don't, I'll call the cops and report you for trespassing. My groom has connections and he's on my side. Just wait until the cops get here." I watched her call the police. Before the call connected, I turned and walked away. I didn't take any of the gifts with me, but I hadn't gone far when they were thrown out like trash. "Filthy things. Filthy person," she shouted. "Take everything you touched and get out of here." I picked the gifts back up. In the end, no one really held a grudge against money. I had taken a day off and booked a flight. I'd already lost enough financially. I scheduled an afternoon flight home, just in case she changed her mind, and called me. That way, I could get back immediately. I told my boyfriend, Harry Cooper, everything. I sent him the photos from the day before, when I tried on the bridesmaid dress. This one, it's nothing flashy, and I didn't steal the spotlight. I wore the simplest hairstyle, subtle accessories, and didn't even wear heels. I thought of everything, checked every detail, and yet, I still don't know why. He sent me a hug emoji in reply. If your conscience is clear, then the problem isn't you. Come back home. Don't waste your energy. I'll take you out to dinner tonight, and we'll relax. I sighed. A small part of me still hoped she might send me a message. But even when the boarding call came, she still hadn't reached out. I returned to my apartment feeling like a shell of myself. Harry had promised to pick me up, but a last-minute business trip kept him away. The dinner he had promised was postponed indefinitely. My college roommate and now housemate, Jennifer Lane, noticed my mood and asked, "Weren't you suppository? Ed to go to a wedding? Why do you look so down?" I told her everything. Her eyes went wide in shock. How could she do that? I smiled bitterly. I don't know either. The next morning, I got up to find breakfast waiting on the table, along with a note from Jennifer. "Cheer up. I'm off to work." My heart warmed. Back when we just graduated, neither of us had money, so we shared the apartment. Later, even when I started earning more, we stayed together. Our friendship was built on true sincerity. I finished breakfast, took a photo for her, then packed up to head to the office. My boss had only approved 2 days off. He reminded me that the project I was leading was important. If I didn't get back soon, my pay would be docked. The moment I stepped into the meeting room, I saw the chairwoman, Isabella White, who rarely appear, in person. I nodded at her and smiled, and she smiled back. But as soon as I sat down, her expression changed. She slammed her hand on the table and stood up. She pointed a finger at me, and her tone was sharp. "Leave the company immediately. You're fired." I froze. The scene felt almost identical to yesterday. I asked instinctively, "Did something go wrong with the project?" She shook her head. "The project is going very well." "Then is it because I took leave?" "Your leave was completely reasonable and legal." "Then why are you firing me?" "I haven't done anything wrong." Isabella looked at me coldly. "I'm part of management. When I say you're fired, that's final. Go to HR to collect your severance. You have 5 minutes to leave this company." She sank back into her chair, her chest rising and falling with fury. She was usually gentle and like a mother to all the employees. Even if someone made a mistake, as long as it wasn't serious, she'd give them a chance. And I had always been her top performer. She had even said that when the project ended, she would send